This call is being recorded.
I am here now briefly to be with you at this time of New Year, at this time that is fast approaching you. Looking back at so much that has occurred, not only in this past year, but in the years previous to this, so much has happened. Yes, indeed, we understand that it is not as fast as you would like. But if you would see it from our point of view, it is at the speed of light that consciousness is increasing. Long time ago, it was looked at to begin this process, to begin this awakening process, this awakening of consciousness across the planet. We began this looking at the possibilities of doing this, of making this happen, of bringing an entire planet along in the ascension process. Not only the planet, but all of the people on the planet. And when this idea was first put forth, many scoffed at it and said it would not be possible, that earthlings, human beings here on this planet could never do this, would never happen, not this fast. But those of us that mentor to you, that have been here with you all the way from the beginning, knew that the collective consciousness here on the planet could make this happen, could bring this about. And I stand here now with you, here in this room with you, here wherever you may be, there with you now. And I tell you that it is happening. It is in the process, the full process of completing, of coming to a complete fulfillment. Will it happen in this next year? Maybe. Can we say directly that it will be? No, not at this point. But do not become dismayed by this, because we no longer give those dates, those times, to expect something miraculous to happen. Because it can only miraculously happen if you make it happen. So you are the consciousness that pushes this entire machine forward. You are the ones that are doing this, not us. We are here to help. We are here to guide, to be of service in any way that we can. And we have been doing that. But we can only do as much as you allow within your consciousness. And as a collective consciousness, you are moving forward very rapidly. Many changes have occurred within this past year 2016. Many things have happened. You have had many occurrences, many differences happen in your own lives and in those around you. Just look back and see the changes that you yourselves have gone through. Whether it be a move to another area, whether it be a new relationship, maybe letting one go and finding a new relationship. Many different things have happened. Look at the election that happened here within this country and the differences that occurred from that, and how so many had planned and prepared for one particular one to carry on the continuing regime that had been set. But no, the collective consciousness, you as the collective consciousness, rose up and said no more. Prime Creator rose up and said, enough is enough. We will not have this anymore. The time has come, my brothers and sisters. The time has come for the beginning of the new republic. And I say new republic, even though it is the republic that was begun here long ago, back in 1776, when what are called forefathers gathered together and signed the declaration, of which I was a part of there at that time. I encouraged many of them to sign that paper. And many of them signed it knowing full well that they may have marked themselves for death at that time, but yet they strove forth and signed it anyway. And they prepared the way for all of you. They prepared the way for this country, America, to move ahead, to find its freedom within the Republic. But as you know, there were many that came forward. Rather, there were a few that came forward and steered this Republic in a different direction. They steered it in a way that would suit themselves, that would find them in control, that would create a corporation within the United States. They did that. But now, again, as a collective consciousness, you are rising up, the people are rising up and saying no more. We have had enough of this old regime. We have had enough of this old paradigm. The three-dimensional paradigm is to be finished. The fourth dimension and fifth dimension is on the way. Many of you have already moved into the fourth dimension. Many of you are teetering on the edge between the third, the fourth, and even the fifth dimension at times. Whenever you look at the sky, or you look at something that seemingly shouldn't be there, and yet it is there, you are getting those glimpses through the veil. You are then, at that moment, teetering on the edge of the fifth dimension. So whenever this happens, know that you are now in the fifth dimension. Even though you find yourself falling backward, even though you find yourself once again wallowing back in that three-dimensional world that so many of you have become tired of. But we would say to you now, do not become tired of it. Embrace it. Embrace it for what it is. Embrace it for the love that is here within all of you. And with that love, all of you can pull yourselves out of this three-dimensional illusion and find the higher vibrations that so many of us have been talking about. Yes, it is true. When we went through our ascension process, it was different than what you are going through. But you are going through it. Each and every one of you that hear my words now or read these words later and resonate to them, know that you are moving through this ascension process. You will not be left behind unless you choose to leave yourself behind. Yes, there will be loved ones that may decide to not go forward. But that is not your concern, because you are who you are. And you, along with all of the other yous, all of the other collective yous, are coming together now and making all of this happen. So trust in yourselves, believe in yourselves, and know that you are on the edge, on the verge of so many changes. One of those, of course, is the new republic and the announcement as such. I am Saint Germain. I leave you now, and all my peace and love be with you, and look forward now to this grand new year that is upon you, for it is going to be a grand new year. Peace and love be with you.
Thank you. See you.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you.
Greetings.
One who serves here.
Happy New Year.
As if you didn't know that. But some of you don't know that. Some of you hear this crazy voice coming through and this crazy accent and say, what is this? Who could this be? Is this an ascended master? Well, you know that we do not like that terminology anyway. The master term. Ascended is good, but we do not like to be called master because we are no higher than you are. No higher and no lower are. We are you, and you are we. So we are here to have a wonderful time, are we not?
Yes.
And James has wondered, is he going to sing again? And what do you think the answer to that is going to be?
Yes.
Yes! We have to sing, do we not? We have to. And what are we going to sing this time?
Celebrate.
Yes! Yes, that is what we are going to sing. Last time we did Let It Be. This time we do Celebration. So let's do it, okay? You all sing along. You must sing along. We don't want to hear just this voice. You do not want to hear just this voice. Trust us. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. There's a party going here right now to celebrate the year. I know I'm not doing the words right here, but we can do it anyway, can't we? Come on, let's go. Celebration.
Yep.
Celebrate and have a good time. Come on, somebody must know the words here. Anyway, that was fun, okay? Did not go quite the way we had planned, but it was okay. But we are here to have fun. That is what we do. We have fun. You probably think, and we know that James said this earlier, what to do when he asked the question long ago, what do you guys do for fun? And we thought about it for a second, and we came back and said, well, we think bilocation is a lot of fun. So would you not like to do that? Would you not like to be able to bilocate and transport yourself into so many places and get rid of the stupid cars that you have and these stupid contraptions that you use, these phones and things of this nature? Boy, are they antiquated devices. You are going to have so much fun in the future, and we cannot even begin to tell you how great it is going to be. We try many times to tell you, but it is like knocking head up on the wall here, or however that saying goes. But we do everything we can to help you to understand what is coming. But before we look at what is coming, let's look at where we have come from, where you have all come from. Not only this past year, but year after year, lifetime after lifetime, where you have come from. You have been through so much, and you grow weary over the time and not want to do it anymore. And then you have the crazy ones of us coming through and say, well, it is going to be soon. And you hear that and you think, oh, good, it's going to be soon, especially when you began to hear that in the 2012 time. And you heard it much then, and you thought it was going to be the next day or something of this nature. And here it is, 40 years later, and we're still saying soon. But please understand that our soon is different than your soon. We are here to help you to understand all that you are coming to be, all that you are remembering yourself to be. You have so much to look forward to. So where have you come from? In this year, we know St. Germain spoke a little bit about this. He spoke of changes that have occurred in each of your everyday lives. Movements, relationships have changed. You yourself could look at your own life and say, wow, this did change over the year. Look at where you started this past year, and look at where you are now. And that gives you an idea of just how much has changed within your own personal life. But then look outside of your life. Look at the exterior world. Yes, it looks like there is wars and battles and things still going on, and that is true. There is still hatred and all of this that is occurring. But you know deep within yourselves that it does not need to be there and will not be there much longer. You know that deep within you, that all is coming, all is being orchestrated, as we have said many times. You are going through this great orchestration, and you are not just sitting back and letting it orchestrate around you. You are a part of the orchestration. And as you know, within an orchestration, within an orchestra rather, there needs to be everyone in tune. What happens when one is out of tune? It sounds bad, yes, very bad, somewhat like our singing sounds, you see? So you know, though, that everything is being orchestrated and you are in that orchestra. You are a part of it, whether it is a string orchestra or your part is a string or a piano or a guitar or drums or whatever it might be. Whatever it is your part to play in that orchestra, you play it the best that you can every given moment. Because if you do that, if you do the best that you can every single moment, what an orchestra that is going to be. What beautiful sounds you are going to make. What wonderful vibrations are going to come from this. And that is what this is all about, is it not? Raising your vibrations higher and higher, raising your vibrations, your own individual vibrations. And as you raise your own individual vibrations, what happens? Everybody's vibrations increase. Yes, everybody's ready to celebrate then. And speaking of celebrate, you have heard before that there is a celebration waiting for you, is there not?
Yes.
There is this grand celebration that we have prepared for you. We, the Galactics, the Agarthans, the what you might call company of heaven, all of us, all of the masters, descended ones, all of this. We've all created this wonderful celebration, and it is just waiting for you to do all that you can to make everything happen just as it needs to be, just as you need to shift over your consciousness and help to shift over the consciousness of the entire planet. Because when one consciousness shifts, many shift. And that is what you have to come to understand. When you do the meditation as you did here this evening, you may think, oh, I was just imagining that, or I was just creating that visualization and it doesn't have hardly any effect on anything. And we tell you, no, it has a great effect across the entire planet. Even those that have no idea of what we're speaking of now are affected by these meditations. And imagine when those of a group such as this and many other groups get together at the same time or similar time and are able to do a meditation of similar to this or even a different one, but all with the intention of creating vibration, raising vibrations, shifting consciousness across the planet, sending love, vibration, higher vibration to everyone. When you do this, you do it for everyone. Do you understand this?
Yes.
This is what you are working toward. So as you are moving into this next year, 2017, did you think that you would still be here doing this in 2017? Those of you that were ready to jump on the bandwagon back in 2012 and go up into the clouds and think this was ascension, those of you that were ready to do that and it did not happen and you became so disconsolate at that time, you know who you are. You know the ones who are that were like this. But you weathered through it. You moved through it. You made it happen. And here you are now on the verge of a new year, 2017. And this year has been spoken of by many. Not only we, those of us that channel and give this information in this way, but many of your various intel sources have been saying 2017. What a year to come when that happens. And we say to you, 2017 is going to be a celebration. You have moved through the year of 2016, a year of preparation. Look at all that was prepared for in this past year, not the least of which was the election process that you went through. And did we not say from the very beginning, Ashira and we said, the election that you are coming up on is going to be like no other election you have had before. And that was correct. And we also said, if you remember, Hillary Clinton would never win the presidency. Those of you may not remember that we said this, but we did. We did not say who would win it, though, or how it would happen, or anything of this nature. But changes, things that have happened in your 2016, preparing you for the fulfillment of 2017. So that is the word we want you going into 2017 with, fulfillment. This is the year of fulfillment. Last year, preparation. This year, fulfillment. Moving ahead, finding all of those changes that have been spoken of, all of those mini events that we have spoken of, what you call the revaluation, the global currency reset, the announcement of republic, what you call mass arrests of various kinds. What other ones are there? There are so many things that you have been looking toward. The event. Oh, let's not forget the event, or what we like to call, and certainly Saint Germain likes to call, the changeover, because it is a changeover. It is a changeover into an entirely new beginning of a new paradigm, and that is what is important here. As you move into this next year, you are going to find so many things beginning to shift, and they are going to shift and gather momentum as they shift. More and more momentum. It will continue to create a crescendo eventually, and the crescendo will be the event. We are not saying the event is going to occur this next year, but it certainly could. All of the indications are 2017 will bring the event. But, of course, you know that whenever predictions are given such as this, what you're saying, we put our foot in our mouth here, and even though we have already done that now, it is important for you to look at this and know that the changes, the shifts that are coming, the shifts that are happening are because of you, are because of the idea that is building. And this idea, this ideal is building throughout the planet. Even though you are not yet seeing it completely, it is building. What we gave some time ago, no more seeing is believing. It is now believing is seeing. And that is what is important. You are moving into that understanding, this new paradigm. Believing is seeing. Create. You are creating your reality every moment in front of you, every moment. And if you look at this and know this and understand this, then you begin to see just how important you are in the entire scheme of things. No, you may not be directing a country, you may not be directing a corporation, you may not be directing anyone for that matter, other than yourself. But that is okay, because your intent is to create the new reality. Your intent is to create the new golden age here upon the planet. And since you have that intent, you are powerful. You are powerful beyond measure. And that's what you must come to understand. Okay, you want predictions?
Yes.
We gave it somewhat here. We're going to go a little bit further. The others are over there saying, watch it here, guy. Don't go too far here. You're really going to put your foot in your mouth here if you do it too much. But we're going to give just a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
In this next month here, your January, there is going to be a shift that is going to come about as the inauguration happens. This is a clue, this is a hint, that there is going to be a shift that is going to occur because of this. Not so much that this particular one, the president, is going to create this shift by himself, but he is surrounding himself by those who can bring this about, that can help with this process. And with them working with him and him working with us, That is also a big hint as well. He is going to be working directly with us. He has already begun the process. He is not a part of the cabal. He is not a part of this. He has a connection to them, yes, but he is not a direct part of this. He is of the light. Just as, and we know you are going to shudder at this, but just as the Obama was of the light as well, has always been of the light, has never not been. It just appears to you, based on those things which he has had to do to play the part. He has had to play the part of being the part of the dark forces or the cabal. So he would keep them off of his back, so he could continue to do what he needed to do to bring about the changes that need to happen here. Because look at what it would have been like if it was the same old, if it was the same regime here. If he had come into office and completely been a puppet to those who were in control and did everything that they said, nothing would have changed. They would have taken more and more control over everything. But because he had his mission, and he knew his mission, and he had guidance from those of us, many of the galactics have been working directly with him, he has created an entire shift, a shift that has led to the possibility, and what has actually occurred is the election of this new one being able to move into office here and really beginning to make some shifts here, some changes. Now, that is not to say that he is going to create the Republic and bring the Republic in. It may not be him to do this. It may be coming in other ways. And also, that of your disclosure not only of the extraterrestrial, the galactic brothers and sisters, but also disclosure of the truth. Because hasn't the truth been coming out? Look at it. Look at what has been coming out from those various sources, those what you call whistleblowers that are coming forward now in droves. We said some time ago that the cabal has only been able to plug up holes of leaks here and there over the years. And now the leaks are springing everywhere, and they cannot find enough rags to put in these holes anymore. And the holes are too big, and they're spouting water coming out. Water energy is the water here, and it is coming out and sprouting out, and they cannot move fast enough or find enough rags to put into those holes. You see where we are going with this? It is exploding now. There is a cascade of water that is coming out. The dam is about to break, and they can no longer stop it. They have tried everything that they can, everything that they have known to do, that has worked in the past, but it is no longer working for them. They have not given up, but they are becoming very disconsolate. They are becoming very much subdued in what they can do, because they know the end is near. Do you not hear about those that are going to various places, finding other places outside of this country? They're going to many different countries. South America, Antarctica is the new one here, where they are going and beginning to go in droves there, trying to escape what is coming. But now really, think about this just for a moment. Do you really think they could escape those of us? Do you really think they could escape the watching eye of those galactics that are up in the ships and can see everything that is going on down here? Do you really think they can go into a hole in the ground somewhere and think it is lead-lined or something and be out of sight? No, not even close to this. So they will not escape. But, this is a big but here, people. They are going to be given, have already been given, the chance to turn themselves over, to turn themselves in and turn themselves over to the light. And if they agree to do this, some have, many have already. You would be surprised that the ones have already done this. But the ones that you know of, the ones that are in the forefront, they are stubborn ones. They're holding on as much as they can, and they will hold on until they find themselves literally being consumed by the light. They will not move to the light. They will be consumed by the light. And that is a promise. That will happen. But they are being given the opportunity and still being given that opportunity. But it will not happen too much longer. At one point, the Prime Creator will come into the picture again and say, that's it, enough is enough, and we'll push the green light. The Guardian spoke of the green light, where the Prime Creator pushed the green light, but it was not the one that you are thinking of that brought the event. It was the green light that said, all systems go now. That is what he was saying by this. All systems go. So all of those ships that have been around the planet, circling the planet, monitoring the planet, have now been put on full alert because they are ready to go. They are ready to come down and show themselves when that moment comes. They are ready to take over the airwaves here on this planet, and we mean completely take it over, where they can then be in complete and total control of your media waves, all of them. And there will be nothing that can stop this from happening when this particular green light is given. Will it come with the event? Yes. When the event occurs, when this pulse of energy comes from the galactic central sun, you will have your event. This will be it. And up until that, there will be many, many events that are happening. One that is occurring, many of you may already be aware of this. There is a wave of energy that has come forward now. It is hitting the earth in many places, all across the planet. It is spreading across the planet, and it is raising consciousness everywhere. It happened over your holiday season here, your Christmas season. And it is continuing to come in, and more of these waves of energy will come in. These are the mini events we're speaking of, which will trigger many other things occurring. Those things will be more disclosure of reality, or rather the real truth behind everything. You have been kept from the truth in many ways, where everything is happening in the background. But you are beginning now to see that it is coming out from the background and coming into the foreground. And because of you, because of your collective consciousness, you are bringing this about. You are saying, we want the truth, and we can handle the truth. See? They are still trying to say to you, you people are so stupid, you people are so asleep, you cannot handle the truth, so therefore we are not going to give you the truth. We are rather going to hold it back, and we are going to partially give it out little by little over the next 50 years so that we can save our butts. That is what they are doing. Are you going to allow them to do that? No. Take control here, people. Take control. You can control this. You are the 99 point something percent here. They are just the 1% of the 1%. Think about that. 7-something billion people to 1? That is almost the relationship here. You see? You have power. And they have done everything they can to keep this knowing that you have power away from you. But various movies slip through where they do not stop them. For whatever reason, they have not stopped them, and they come through. Movies such as your Matrix, movies as your Avatar, Contact. You can think of many other of these types of movies. They have come forward, and they have given you glimpses of what is real, of what is coming. So we tell you now, in this 2017, get ready. We have been saying sometime now, get ready for the show, have we not?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the show?
Yes.
Are you really ready for the show?
Yeah.
Because as the show really begins here, it will appear to many that there are things that are going on that are not going to be very pleasant. But they will not be pleasant to those that are still asleep, those that are not ready to awaken. And that's where you come in. That's where you of the light workers come in, the missions that you came here for. All of you came here. If you are listening to these words and certainly resonating to these words, you came here for this mission. You came here to be a part of this, to be a part of spreading the light, to be a part of spreading the violet flame, to be a part of sharing your understanding, your knowing with those who are ready to open up to this. And we can tell you that there are going to be many that are going to be ready to open up to this. Those that scoff at you, that say you are loony bins or anything of this nature, they're going to be turning around and saying, well, wait a minute, you have been telling this for some time now. Maybe we want to hear a little bit more now. And you will then turn to them and say, I told you so? No, you will not do that. Will you?
No.
You people will not do that, will you?
No.
You will not do that. You will turn to them and say, sure, we are here to serve. We are here to help you in any way that we can, or whatever words that you want to use. We don't think you will use those words, but you can. And you can be there to assist them and help them to understand all the things that you have come to understand, and just why they are here now, in this particular time, in this particular moment. And that is what we will close here with now, is you are in the moment. This is your moment. This is your time here now. So make the best of this moment, each and every moment. We have said before, many go through life looking for moments of joy wherever they can. But we have told you, do not look for moments of joy, rather look for the joy in every moment, because the joy in that moment is always going to be there if you look hard enough for it. Okay?
Okay.
We are ready for questions now. We do not have Kisara standing by. Is she here?
No.
No, she is not. Okay, we are on our own here. Oh boy. There we go. Are there any questions here? And there is a massive echo here. Why we say these crazy contraptions. We need to do something about this, please.
So I have a question. The group has been growing, and we've had another influx of people from Hollow Earth as she's closed down her things, people who come our way. Do you have any advice in terms of continuing to help this group grow and to express itself differently?
First of all, you will not have to do too much to help this group grow. It is going to grow whether you want it to or not now. The momentum is here now. It is going to become massive as you continue this. Cynthia, did we not say to you many years ago, 20-something years ago, when the group was very in the beginnings here, James was just even beginning to just think about it, and a few here and a few there, and what did we say to you back then? You answer here.
That brings to mind, and I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but even many years before, James has this prediction or vision in his mind of him spreading the word with the help of you guys, and would see groups and groups and pull out future events. And I think lately that his mission is coming to fruition because that is happening now.
Yes, but there is one problem with what you have just said. It is not his mission. It is not our mission. It is all of our mission.
Yes.
All of you here, everyone. It's all of our mission here. Not just one. One begins it. It is always the one that has the idea and begins to put the idea in motion. This is what has occurred here. But it takes all then to do what they can to continue the process. To fully answer your question now, Susan, we would say that this group is going to grow tremendously. It is going to happen to be swamped. You would use here, you are going to be swamped with many more calls, many more people joining, many more wanting to be on this crazy contraption here again. They need to look at other avenues to help with this process here, if possible. But it is going to grow tremendously. Especially as the various events begin to occur here. Many more are going to come into an awakening state and look for answers. And who will be there to give the answers? You will be. Yes. Other questions here?
One who serves. I have one.
Yes.
Okay. You say that you can't tell us the exact time for the RV because of the ever-changing probabilities. However, can you give us the order of when things will happen, such as RV, GCR, disclosure, and will this all happen within 2017 or longer?
What we can tell you here is what we have said many times, and as you have used the term probabilities, that is very important and correct here. We can give anything based on the moment now. As the moment we are looking at right now, you are looking at, like we said here earlier, many changes even beginning to happen here in this next month, your January, and moving into your what you call first quarter here of the year, and many things will occur as a result of a springboard event that is going to happen, and it will then catapult all of the other mini events to occur from this. As to the direct order of this, we cannot give this at this time because we do not necessarily know it. If we could give it, we would, but we cannot at this point. Just know that you are in the verge, though, of very many changes, and the idea of the revaluation and global currency reset and all of this is real. It is not a figment of your imagination. It is not a cabal move here. It is actually the opposite of this. The cabal does not want this. The Illuminati, all of them, those of the dark forces, they do not want this. They do not want all of a sudden many millionaires across the planet to be doing everything they can to help the earth. They do not want this. For they were the ones that wanted to not destroy the earth, but destroy the people on the earth, so that they would just have a small portion to be able to then control. And they would control an entire planet. Can you imagine the gall there of wanting to do this? But you see, they have done this before on other planets. So this is why it is being stopped here now at this time. Does this answer your question?
Roundabout Way, yes.
Is you probably will come to understand we often use the roundabout way of answering these types of things. Is there a baby or something on the phone there?
I gotta mute it. Mute your
Please mute your
phone.
phone. Yes.
Or take the baby away.
Please mute your phone, whoever has the child there on the phone or near it.
Oh.
Thank you.
Need that?
Very good. Very good. Are there other questions here?
I want to ask a question.
Boy.
We're still listening to a baby. Please mute your phone or take the baby away from the phone. Thank you.
Is it star 6?
Yes. Yeah, star 6 is mute your phone.
It doesn't work.
Try.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was...
Hendren, can you help here with this?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
James is star 7.
Oh.
Star 7.
Star 7.
Try star 7 then.
I have a question about my feelings about President-elect Trump. I was listening to an astrological forecast about him the other day, and they said on January 20th, when he takes office, he'll be 70 years old, 7 months, and 7 days. And so the 3 sevens that he's representing when he comes into office is a very powerful, numerologically, it's very powerful.
Yes?
Sorry, someone just walked in the door.
No, that was the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so the question that I have as I observe him and what he's doing, my sense is that he is a highly powerful individual with tremendous energy. That's my sense of him, and I want to confirm that, number one, that he's a powerful man with a huge amount of energy. And the second thing is he is more of a global guy. That's what I want to confirm with you, in terms of how he's going to make relationships with other countries, which to me will bring about our currency revaluation because because of China and Russia being very unhappy with having to trade in U.S. dollars for oil. He is going to change that somehow because he has relationships with those countries, and he sees the world differently than a politician does. He sees the world as an economy versus that's how I see it. That he sees the world as an economical issue versus anything else.
Yes.
Can you confirm those things?
Yes, we can. We can speak to first of your first part of the question. Is he a powerful one with a great deal of energy? Yes, he certainly is. He carries a great deal of light here and has been influenced, is being influenced by those, what we call galactics and all of this, that are beginning to assist him. He is becoming aware of them, was already somewhat aware of them because he was already part of the elite in some respects here in terms of his money and power and all of this. But he is coming into this now with a more of a look of, rather than a love of power, up where he knows the power of love. So he is moving in that direction as to, at first he is moving in a direction of bringing this particular country, America, back together here. He is going to attempt to bring down the strife and all of this that is separating the country. And once he has moved to do this and is continuing to move in that direction, he will then focus on the entire planet as to being a peacemaker, as to bringing together many countries. As you know, he already is doing this with countries here, and he is not even the president yet. He is already establishing relationships with those that have been estranged from the particular leadership that is here now. He is going to work on bringing this gap together again, bridging this gap, you might say, especially with Russia. Now, please understand, since you have brought this up, and now we have done this with Russia, please understand that Russia is not who you have been told is here in this country, not at all. Was at one time, but has changed. Much of those in leadership in that particular country have certainly moved into the light and are bringing about peace across the planet and wanting to do this. And this particular one that rules or leads Russia, your Putin, he is very much of the light. He has shifted in very many ways here and is assisting here in every way that he can in keeping those that would tend to disparage and discourage and move toward a sense of war and all of this. He is standing fast and saying no more. Enough is enough. You see, he is echoing the words of the Prime Creator here. And so will this one coming in that you have spoken of. So he is in the right place at the right time. Now, that is not to say that things can't happen. We are speaking exactly as it is now on the probabilities now. Collective consciousness, those that can influence this in many ways, can rear their ugly head at some point and shift things in a way you would not want them to be. But with that being said, understand that, again, everything is being orchestrated. And have we not said many times, we have plans. We have the great plan, and within that great plan, we have plan A, B, C, D, E, all the way. You see? We keep doing whatever we need to do to bring this about and to assist you in bringing this about. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Very good. Are there other questions here?
I have a question.
Yes.
As I understand, we were talking about 2016, and that's numerologically is made a 9, which means a completion. 2017 makes a 1. 7, 8, 9, 10, you drop the 0. If this is correct, I'm asking, that could be meaning a beginning, a new beginning, and that would comprise all of what we're talking about. Now, my question is that supposedly Trump is going to have a TV program of itself, of his own, if that's true. Do you know that? Or I'm sure you would if it's true.
At this point, we will not say too much on this because, again, this is not, there's nothing written in stone here. As to his ideas and his ideals, he has much planned here, much planned that he is being guided to do, just as the Obama was guided to do those things which he did and played both sides here. The Trump will not need to play both sides as the ones before him have, especially the Obama.
Okay,
so
thank you.
He is surrounding himself with those that can make it happen. And those that are not influenced quite so much by those powers that were.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes. Any further questions?
Yes, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm looking forward to the new year, and I just want to say that tomorrow's my 78th birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday.
Thank you. Another thing I'd like to discuss that has been on my mind, and it really does bother me. I live in Wyoming, and, of course, we have long, hard winters, and I'm concerned about the little animals that are out in this terrible cold. I go to bed at night thinking about them and praying that they're okay. So could you kind of help me out on that?
Yes, have you heard of the one called Mother Nature? Mother Nature has things well under control. You do not need to be concerned about this, because when we speak of orchestration, we speak of orchestration across the entire planet. All of the various levels that are here on the planet. All of the species, everything, all of the consciousness that is here on the planet is within this orchestration. So Mother Earth, Gaia, has things well under control here. And by the way, those that you think of that are struggling in all of this, in many ways, they are not struggling as much as you are. Mm-hmm. Think about that. That is something to contemplate here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That really puts me at ease. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And another thing I'd like to discuss, when I was a little girl, I had night visitors. They came to visit me, and they told me a lot of things. I'm sure they were my galactic brothers and sisters. They were very kind and very loving, and they told me many things. In fact, they took me on rides on the ships, took me throughout the universe, and kind of explained what was going to happen. And I was wondering if you could kind of help me verify the fact that I know this happened, but it's just nice to know if someone else can clarify that for me a little bit.
We think you have just clarified it for yourself, because did you not use the term "you know it"?
Yes, I did.
Then for someone else, whether it is one of us or anyone, to then say, yes, you did, or no, you didn't, how would that make a difference to you? You see, if you know it, if you deeply know it within yourself, that is all that is important here. We can say to you that there was certainly those occurrences that happened in your earlier years that were very real and were a part of creating the expression that is you today, and continue to do so. That is all we can say on this, though, at this time.
Okay.
As we say many times, we do not want to spoil the surprise for you when you find yourselves on those ships again and re-experience what you experienced before. Okay?
Okay. Well, they did tell me that in my later years, and like I said, I'll be 78 tomorrow. They told me that I would see them again, and they told me that I will always be loved and I will always be protected.
Yes. Very good.
Thank you.
Are there other questions here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
This is Regina in Denver. So am I understanding you in that Nisara will not be announced prior to the inauguration?
You are not understanding anything of this nature yet. We have not said anything about this. And we have purposely stayed away from this particular topic at this time because it is going to be announced, but it is not going to be anything concerning with the inauguration process. In other words, there is going to be various what we have called mini events that are going to occur one right after another. And as they begin more and more, they will gather more and more momentum and lead to the next one and the next one. And one of these will be the announcement of Nisara, and the greater announcement, which is tied with the Paris peace talks, of what you call Kisara. That gives you a little bit of a hint here, if you did not already know this.
Okay, thanks.
Any further questions here?
Can I ask one more?
Yes.
So besides the regular answer of meditation, can you tell us how to begin using telepathy? It's a way to for me, the way to start the ascension process, and it's something that we can really pin down that our mind can feel with our senses.
We would say to this, have you ever, and this is not only for you who asked this question, but for all, have you ever had a song in your mind, and then all of a sudden the song begins to play? Have you ever had a thought, and then another person that is close to you normally then says that very thought that you were thinking? You see? This is all telepathy. This is the beginning of telepathy. Now, there will come a time where you will have what are called the mentors that will come to you, and they will teach you further how to use this process. And you will learn how to telepathically communicate, because this is how you will communicate more and more as you move into the galactic civilization that the Earth is going to be a part of. Does this answer your question?
Sort of, yeah.
Thank you.
What we are saying basically, to just further it along, is practice. Practice it. Do what we are saying here. And notice, whenever this occurs, as we have just said, become aware of it. And the more you become aware of it, the more it will occur, and more and more and more. And the more it occurs, the more you will become aware of it, and so on and so on. And the next thing you know, you will be telepathically communicating, not only with human beings, but with animals. Many of you can already communicate with animals. Have you tried talking to your dogs or your cats or your horses and attempt to hear what they are saying to you? And you hear it, and then you think, no, that is just my imagination. I am making this up. Well, then whenever you start to think that, then that's exactly what it is to you, and it has no meaning to you anymore. But the more that you allow it, the more that you believe it, you will see it. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any other questions here? Very good. Then we are going to, before we release channel here, you may have noticed that I stepped in along the way. This is not the one that came in originally. He stepped aside so that we could come and be serious for a little bit here and answer your questions. Not that he cannot answer your questions, he certainly can, but we just thought it would be needing a little bit more of seriousness here. But he's coming back, okay, Shanti?
Oh, goody.
I don't want to miss him.
We miss you too, Olivia. We're back here. Wonderful to be back with you. We're so looking forward to these times ahead. So much enjoyment is coming. You are going to be so amazed and pleased and going to be ready for this celebration we have been speaking of. Can you imagine when you are going to be then sitting across the table from us, or from Yeshua, or from Archangel Michael, or any of Saint Germain, and on and on and on? Can you imagine what it will be like for you to see them and say, oh my God, that's Archangel Michael. Wow, what are you going to do? And you're probably going to kneel down and bow and all of this kind of stuff. And he will say to you, rise. No, my brother, sister, this is not the way you treat us. We are you and you are we, you see? So there is going to be no difference here. But the celebration, oh, it is going to be so amazing, and we are preparing it for you. And very possible it's going to be in this next year. Very, very possible that you are going to be experiencing more and more of this. And you are going to have such a wonderful time, and we are going to have we already have a wonderful time, and we have a wonderful time watching you. We so enjoy the times that we can watch you and laugh. Yes, we do laugh at you, but we laugh with you mostly here. We laugh at those.
I just want to check here for a second, but I set up a reservation to be sitting next to you when that celebration. I did it with James. It was when I was out there to the advance, and I hope I get to sit next to you, because I love laughing and hear you laugh and make us laugh. Then the other side of me is going to be my twin flame Astar. Will be on the other side of me.
Just read our. Wait, talk about telepathy there. That is exactly what we were just going to say. You are going to be right between myself and Astar. And it is going to be, what is it, a rose between two thorns, as you say?
I say a thorn between two roses.
Thorn between the roses.
Whatever way you want to look at it, it works for us, either way. But, so just be ready, all of you. Get ready. We've been saying over and over, get ready for the show. The show is about to start. It is not going to be the event directly as you may be wanting it to be, but it is coming. And it is going to be precluded before this with many other things that are going to lead up to this. And it is going to be so profound that when it occurs, when the actual event occurs, when this pulse hits the planet, you must move leg here. There is cramp here. Hold, please. We apologize for the little bit of disconnect here. This one, James, likes to cross his legs. He thinks that we like that. He likes to cross his legs. We're trying to tell him it doesn't matter, but he does not listen. You understand this, Joanna, do you not? He does not listen to you either much. But you can tell him he does not need to cross his legs if he doesn't want to here. So it is certainly okay to do, and had a little bit of a cramp here, but it is okay, and we did not leave, so we're here, and just as we were saying here, get ready, the show is about to begin, and it is going to be a miraculous show, and but always understand that you are the show. You are the show. You are the ones that are creating all of this. Without you, there would be no show. Without you, there would be no prime creator saying enough is enough and pushing the green light and the event occurring and all of this. This would not be happening.
Could I ask a quick question? I'm sorry.
No, questions are over here.
Oh,
no, of course you can ask a question. Yes, of course. What is your question?
I know that this would keep me awake if I didn't ask.
Well, we would not want that.
The Council of 12 is spoken of many, many times. Tonight there are 13 of us, and I'm wondering if that's significant of anything.
Only if you find significance within it. There is.
Oh, stay awake. Wondering. Yeah.
The Council of 12, the Council of 9, there are many, many, many councils. You would be amazed at how many councils there are. Across the planet, across the solar system, across the galaxy, within all of the Galactic Federation and the Ashtar Command, and the various planets that are a part of all of this, and the galaxies even that are a part of all of this. There are many, many councils. And when Sananda spoke to you, all of you, about the Council of 12 and the 12 of 12, he was speaking to you at that time of the possibility that those of you that were ready at the time, when the time comes, that you can take your seat at one of these tables and be a part of one of these councils. And we know what you think then. We think, well, what do we know about running a planet, let alone a town or something of this nature? And we would say to you, that is you now as you are. That is not who you really are. That is not the remembrance that is going to come back to you when it is time, when you have that remembrance, and you remember that you are a commander on a starship, or you are an ambassador to worlds previous to this. You see? When that comes, and you remember all of this, you will step right into that role that you were ready for and move right into it and not even miss a beat. So do not be concerned about this. Sananda was just speaking in terms of preparing you, getting you, what he has said many times, acclimating to the energies. That is what this is all about, is acclimating you to the energies, bringing you forward. So